The other thing I have a concern about is that there's a couple of times in the meeting, it was said, well, now let's discuss it among ourselves, meaning the council people. Well, the council people are not the only ones involved in this. The council has an opportunity to make a decision whether the proposals move forward in council meeting. This is a workshop. And when you shut the public off from that workshop and say, well, let's discuss it among ourselves include the people sitting in the audience. And we have to be keenly aware of that. It's not about just the council, but it's about every member of the community. And so if this decision is made to do it in a workshop as opposed to do it in a committee meeting, but remember, in a committee meeting, council members would not be discussing things among themselves. They would be they would take the proposal and then discuss it. But in the manner it's being presented, there are two opportunities for the council to really take a vote. And I'm concerned about that double jeopardy within the proposal that is being made. So I just ask you to please take a look at the process. I challenge each of you once again to review the YouTube video and make sure that in that process you're giving adequate opportunity for everyone to speak and be heard.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. Anybody else? Please state your name and your address, please.
My name is Emory Eunice, and I live with my wife at 743 Southwest.
Speak up to the microphone, please.
Sorry.
You can lift
Pull
it up a little bit.
Towards you.
Got to be right at it.
Okay.
There you
Now
go.
better? Okay.
Yes.
Emory Eunice, I live at 743 Southwest 4th Street. My wife and I lived there 2.5 years. We moved here from up in Bradford County, and this is the first council meeting I've been to, and I want to thank and commend the council on their opening of the meeting. I thought that was very appropriate and very good. I appreciate that. I have a couple of concerns, and the first is with the garbage collection. For some reason, they didn't pick up our garbage for 2 weeks on 4th Street, and they were notified, not by me, but by Ms. London, the day that they should have picked it up, and they said they were coming out to pick it up, and they never did. They picked it up today, late this afternoon. And one of my main concerns is they be paid for a service that they don't render. If they miss picking up garbage there for 2 weeks, well, technically, I guess they picked up last week, they picked it up today. But 1 week we didn't get it picked up at all. And I'm concerned about that, and what can be done about that, I don't know. The other concern I want to speak with you about is, or maybe get some information, is if there are any plans to pave that street. It's very dusty, and I haven't been to every street in Williston since I lived here. I think there are probably very few streets that are not paved, and I also realize it takes money to do things, but just for some information on that, if we could get that. And but that was the main concerns that I had, and I appreciate, actually, since I've been here, I come in to pay my electric bill and so forth, and I've been treated very nicely, and I appreciate it, and I like the city of Williston since we've been here. But and I also want to say that I don't want to be rude, but I'll probably be leaving a little bit early because my wife is not in good health, and I don't want to leave her too long. So if I step out, that's the reason.
Not a problem. Thank you, Mr. Eunice. If you would talk to Ms. Gorman about your garbage situation, give her a call or ask, you said you were going to leave early. Okay. If you would call Ms. Gorman, or
I could talk to you about that. I can get with you after the meeting, or if you want to call me or leave your number with us, and I can call you back. I'd be happy to do it. I've got your address rest is probably the next page. Let me look you up on our utility bill. I can do that.
Thank you.
All right, sir, you're welcome.
Hi there. I'm Carolyn London. I too live on the same street. We all live on the same street. And we came for the same reason, to talk about the trash not being picked up for 2 weeks. But this isn't the first time our trash hasn't been picked up. But also about the road. I have been with the city for the last 15 years, I know, asking for something to be done with our road. And I'm either told we don't have, it's not in the budget, don't have a grader, just every reason I've been given. The last time, I brought pictures, and he's no longer here, but the city manager wouldn't even look at my pictures. He wouldn't even look at the stuff I brought in. But our road is in really bad shape. It has big potholes in it. Right now, in front of my mailbox, there's just a big mud puddle. And our road is very dusty, and it is one of the few, almost every street in Williston is paved, but our road is not paved. And there's 7 homes that access our road. And I just feel like we're forgotten back there. Because there's not a lot goes on, there's not a lot done on our street. So I too would like to just address on what we can do about that and just concerns.
Okay, Ms. London. Donald, do you have her address, et cetera?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And I can answer that one too.
thank you.
When you're ready. Yeah, just so you know, our engineer's working on our infrastructure plan. Am I on? Can you hear me? Our engineer's working on our infrastructure plan, and I have specifically talked to them about this one, because it's a unique situation where your road was created, but not by any type of easement or deed. There might be an easement, but there's no deed, the right-of-way width's not right. There's a lot we have to do to make that an established road. So I went over with the engineer, and they have it. We just have to try and figure out how to get it in our project plan going forward, but you're not forgotten. I saw that when I first got here, so I understand the issues. Okay, thank you, you're welcome.
Wait just a minute. May I speak?
Absolutely.
Okay. Did I just hear you say it's not a road?
It's not, it's like a prescriptive plat in the future is what I think needs to happen. They don't have a lot of right of